1-0 victory for them. It wasn't exactly a vintage performance, but they'll take the 3 points, won't they? And they move through to the next round.
Javier Aguirre, I had my doubts with this going into this game, but his game plan worked. I think this is a result that everybody wanted. We knew it was going to be a difficult match. It was ugly, even the goal. I feel like I didn't really celebrate it because I was kind of like, what just happened?
Did we just score?
Right? I was like, you just scored, and I was a little bit confused. But Luis Romo was in the right place at the right time. He didn't even play last game. He steps on the field today, starts, and again, Javier Aguirre proving that this is why he's a mastermind behind Mexico's success in these past 2 years.
What did you make, Marcelo?
Well, one, keeper punch the ball. Just punch it for me. Now, listen, sometimes you're not going to play 8 great games. You're going to have bad games. And in those bad games, can you find a way to win? Can you find a way to grunt it out and grind it and make sure you stay disciplined defensively, not give up a goal? And then mistakes are made. It's part of the game. And the South Korean goalkeeper made a mistake. And Romo was right there. And Aguirre looks like everybody was looking at him like, well done. Bottom line is it's not about the way you play sometimes in the World Cup. It's about getting a result. That result right there just put him through. One tie, now all of a sudden you win the group and you made life a little easier. You stay home, you don't have to travel. So, I don't question coaches because we're not in their position. That's not my job on the line. It's easy to criticize. It's easy to say, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? My man has his plan, and Aguirre stuck to it. And you know what? Hard to swallow, but congratulations, because that was a great win for them.
And Janelly, as you quite rightly said, maybe it wasn't the most free-flowing performance attacking-wise, but defensively looked really solid, particularly in the last 10 or so minutes. They defended for their lives. There was that late opportunity. We have to say, if it was the South Korea goalkeeper who made a big mistake to give them the goal, Raul Rangel made an unbelievable save at the end. How on earth did he keep that out? And you should really have been a draw. That ball, you would say, would have to have gone back into the back of the net.
Yeah, Raul Rangel was, I think he's a hero right now with that double save. Initially it was a really good service from South Korea. I think the center backs lose the forward. But Rangel was on point, and that's what makes a great keeper at this level, I think. He didn't have much work most of the game, but when he had to perform, when he had to participate, he did exactly what he needed to do. I think that Mexico they're going to go home really, really happy with today's performance. Again, it was an ugly performance for moments, but that's part of soccer sometimes. That's part of football. And at the end, yes, they suffered a little bit. There's things that they have to improve, definitely, especially on how being better on defending crosses, defending corner kicks. But at the end of the day, they knew how to get through those moments. And what I love the most about this Mexico side is just the commitment and the desire to defend. The desire for all of them to get back when South Korea was on a fast break. We saw Johan Vazquez as well, putting his leg on the line, his body on the line to block that shot in the final moments of the game. And that's what every Mexican fan wants to see.
It's easier to do as well when you've got the crowd behind you. It was another wonderful atmosphere, just like we saw at the Azteca for the first game, pushing this team on to keep the clean sheet at the end there and win 1-0. Is this, though, Marcelo, a legitimate tactic that they can take forward? How far can you go if you play this defensively?
No, Adam, no, please. No. This is. I think you realize things weren't going to work well. Things weren't going well. Then all of a sudden you see Alvarado drop back into the line. So I think he saw something he didn't like. And then he started changing a few things. But I don't think this is the Mexico. I don't think this is the way they wanted to play at all. I think they want to come out and play a little more offensive-minded. You can't win more games like this. You got away with it this game. You may get away with it Czechia, I don't know. But when you play the bigger teams, top 10 teams, that tactic's not going to work. And I don't think, knowing Aguirre, you know him better than I do. But that's not what I think he was planning on. I think he went with, all of a sudden he realized, he saw a few things. He tactically moved and went to a back 5 to cover things. I think he was waiting on maybe set pieces or maybe a counter with Quiñones. But this isn't what we're used to seeing over the last month, we'd say, month and a half, as a team that sat back, defended well. But this isn't tactics that you can keep going on and winning games against bigger teams.
I definitely agree with you. I think that for this group stage, considering the specific opponents, I think it's an okay approach. It's going to work. But I agree with you. Once Mexico is out of the group stage, they need something different because it's win or go home.
Let me stop there. Do you think that's the way initially he wanted to play? He wanted to attack?
I don't think so.
I think he did because when you had 4 and then all of a sudden for the last 20 minutes, what do we see? Alvaro dropped all the way back and he planted 5 back there and defended until halftime. So I think he saw something he didn't like. And then he went at halftime and changed a little bit. They came out, they got their goal, and then, okay, fine. We'll go back to our back 5 and we'll defend.
Our eyebrows were raised slightly, and you mentioned it earlier on, that Romo was starting this game. He didn't feature in the first game. Were you impressed with his contribution? Obviously, he scored the goal, and I think that maybe Aguirre saw something in him that he could contribute to this game. It did work, didn't it?
I mean, honestly, I didn't see much from him on the ball or off the ball. I think that, like we mentioned before, I think Aguirre wanted to go with a very defensive-minded midfield. So from that approach, I think it was the right decision. Obviously, it worked. He got the win. But for Luis Romo's case, I think he was in the right place at the right time. And sometimes that's sometimes that's soccer. Sometimes you do nothing and you don't show up. But if you're in the right place at the right time and you put the ball in the back of the net, you're the hero. And I think that's what makes the World Cup so beautiful, that you can expect nothing from somebody, but they can completely change the game, completely change the moment for you. And now every single person in Mexico right now is loving Luis Romo.
How do you think he's going to approach the third game against Czechia? Because he's got an opportunity, if he wants to now, 2 wins locked up, they're going to finish top of the group, to rest some players. Or does he see it as an opportunity to try something a little bit different and look further ahead to tougher tests to come than we saw from South Korea today, to try a few different things? How do you think he's going to approach that third game?
Like I said, you tell me if I'm wrong. I don't see him changing. I don't see him opening up. I don't see that right now. I think it worked. You're playing at Azteca, a little higher altitude. The grass is a little thicker. The smog's a little thicker. I think he's going to stick to this because most teams, when they go to Azteca, from example, for us going there, and other teams that have gone there, especially at the time you're playing, it's very hard to breathe. When you get into the locker room, you've got oxygen tanks because of the smog. So I don't see him changing much. The only thing maybe is sticking to what is 4-3-3 and maybe letting Alvaro go higher. I don't think Quiñones had a great game. He really didn't get involved. They threw him inside more to open the door for Sanchez and for Aguirre to attack. So I don't see much change. I think maybe just a little bit more offensive-minded, this group at home.
I definitely agree with you. I don't see Aguirre changing much because, like you said, it's working. Why change what's working? I do think Alvarado's going to have a more of an offensive role against Czechia. It's going to be a very different match. I think Mexico's definitely going to have more of the ball in the opposition's half. So it's going to be a different game in that sense. But in terms of the game plan in defending first and protecting themselves first, I don't think that's going to change. And it's working. I would love to see players highlight, like Quiñones, his qualities highlighted, Fidalgo, Raul Jimenez on the ball more. But sometimes you win games like this. And if it's working, why change it?
From the South Korea perspective, it was a fairly disappointing performance. They did look a little bit better towards the end when they were really pushing for the equaliser. But again, I think the headline for me, apart from the mistake from the goalkeeper, was Son Heung-min not performing. Didn't play well in the first game. We said we needed to see a response from him. Didn't play particularly well in this one either. He was brought off as a substitute. Does he even play the third game for you, Cello?
Yeah, I think there's 2 things. One, if I play Son because of his leadership, his experience. So I don't switch much. The only thing is you almost have to let him play a little bit more freer to find instead of sitting. He just sat up high. He's not a forward, outright forward anymore. So I think when you look at his positioning, I'd like to see him be able to float just a little bit more and try to find the game. I don't think he found the game. I think the game or the long balls found him, because when you're talking about a South Korea team playing long balls and Son's the one going to chase him down, there's a problem already there. So when I see this group, I see Son playing, and if he's going to play, then you got to surround him with players that are going to help him a little bit more. And I think right now they're relying on him for a lot of things. And it's just, listen, we already talked about it. 0 goals with LAFC in MLS. He's got 9 assists, which is great. But he plays with Bawanga, a super fast guy that can spread the game. He can go over the top and he can beat you. That leaves room for Son to float underneath. That's where I think South Korea needs to go. Maybe a faster forward where he can linger underneath and connect those passes with his teammates.
I definitely think he's going to have more time and space on the ball as well in the third group match. I think today it was difficult for him with Mexico being so well organized, and he didn't really have any room to breathe. Like they were cutting off all of the passing lanes. The ball wasn't getting to him. I think against South Africa, it's going to be different. I think we're going to see hopefully a better Son.